Hey there, Alan Mathews here, and in this video I'm just going to take you through some of the most common guitar mistakes. The mistakes that most people who are just beginning make these mistakes, and a lot of lifetime players too. So to begin with, there's the most common perhaps, and that's bicycling. And so bicycling is when you pull up on the string like this, and then this knuckle comes up in space. Instead, it's better to actually close your hand. So one of the most common mistakes is snagging on the string like this. It makes a really thin tone. It provides a lot of tension in the hand, so it really will slow you down long term. But it's for some reason we think that you would do that. We're just going to pluck the strings, but it sounds really bad. Instead, close your hand. The next, and this is related to this, is bouncing the wrist when you play like this. And so oftentimes if you are bicycling by pulling up on the string like this, then you're also doing a lot of wrist bouncing, and that just puts you far away from the strings. And so that's not good either. And so ideally your wrist will stay absolutely right where it needs to be. The next one, the third, is touching the top of the guitar. And you could be touching here on, like, bracing with the pinky or the ring finger and doing this, or you could be dropping your wrist in like this and planting your wrist to the beginning. And if you're not secure in the way that you're holding it, then you might find yourself trying to hold the guitar onto your body by placing your wrist. Either one of these makes you bicycle. It makes you pull up on the string and gives you bad tone, and also just creates a lot of tension in the hand. So ideally, you float. You just only touch back here where your elbow touches or your forearm touches the side of the guitar, and then you float. So that's the next. The next one is splayed fingers, and this is when you're playing with your fingers very far apart from each other. This is like running with your legs far apart from each other. It's not a very good way. Let your fingers touch and slide across each other when you play, instead of spreading them out in the big claw. We're not like palming soccer balls or anything like that when we're playing. Just let your fingers move naturally like this. It's much better that way. And the last one that we'll talk about here, wrist alignment. You want to avoid these extreme angles, and this is true for both hands. Any kind of weird angles that you're doing are really bad for your joints, and it also just it slows things down. It's like driving with the emergency brake on. So instead of coming in like this with a very severe wrist angle, see if you can't come in with a straight wrist, as straight as possible, or very slight angles in your wrists. Avoid anything extreme, anything like this, and just keep those straight. So those are 5 of the most common mistakes. I hope that you don't find any of those in your playing, but if you do, then that's okay. Go over to Classical Guitar Shed and also subscribe to this channel. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.